In a small town nestled between rolling green hills, there lived a young man named Ryan. He had big dreams but was often discouraged by the difficulties of life. His father, a wise old man, always told him, "A journey of 1,000 steps begins with one. Never fear the distance, fear standing still." Ryan wanted to become a renowned entrepreneur, but every time he attempted something, he faced failure. He opened a small shop, but it didn't attract enough customers. He tried working in his uncle's factory, but he found it monotonous. He even attempted to write a book but couldn't get past the first few chapters. Every failure made him believe that success was a distant dream meant for others, not for him. One evening, feeling dejected, Ryan went to his father and said, "I've tried so many things, but I never succeed. Maybe I'm just not meant to achieve anything great." His father smiled and handed him a small, rusty key. "Come with me," he said. He led Ryan to an old, abandoned house at the edge of town. It was covered in dust, and the wooden door creaked loudly as it opened. Inside, there were broken chairs, a collapsed roof, and cobwebs in every corner. "What do you see?" his father asked. "An old, ruined house," Ryan replied. "Indeed," his father nodded. "Now, imagine this house as your dreams. Right now, it may look impossible to fix, but what if you worked on it one step at a time? What if you cleaned one corner today, fixed the broken window tomorrow, replaced the roof next month? Eventually, this house would stand strong again." Ryan thought about it. "But it will take so long." "Everything worthwhile takes time, son. But remember, success isn't about doing everything at once, it's about doing something every day. Now, let's start with something small, sweeping the floor." Though reluctant, Ryan picked up a broom and began sweeping. The next day, he cleared the cobwebs. The day after that, he repaired the broken windows. Over the next few weeks, he and his father worked on the house, step by step. The transformation was slow but steady. There were days when Ryan felt exhausted, but he reminded himself that each little effort was bringing him closer to the goal. One day, as Ryan admired the newly restored house, his father said, "You see, success is like this. If you had focused on the whole ruined house, it would have overwhelmed you. But by focusing on one task at a time, you rebuilt it. Apply this lesson to your dreams." Inspired, Ryan took this principle to heart. Instead of fearing big challenges, he focused on small steps. He started reading books on business, took online courses, and practiced writing every day. He restarted his shop, but this time, he researched his market, learned from his past mistakes, and gradually attracted customers. The road was not easy. There were days when business was slow, when customers didn't return, and when doubt crept back into his mind. But every time he felt like quitting, he would remind himself of the abandoned house and the small steps that had transformed it. He persisted, refining his business strategy, networking with successful entrepreneurs, and continuously learning. There were months when he made no profit, yet he continued to improve, tweaking his products and services based on customer feedback. He faced criticism as well. Some people doubted his abilities, while others advised him to take a safer path. But Ryan had learned that failure was not the end, it was just another lesson on the path to success. He opened a second shop, then a third, and over time, his brand became well known. His small shop had grown into a chain of stores. With each expansion, he remembered the abandoned house and how it was rebuilt, one step at a time. Alongside his business success, Ryan also fulfilled his dream of writing. He approached his book the same way he had approached the ruined house, one step at a time. He wrote one page each day, then one chapter, until eventually, he completed an entire book. There were times when he struggled with writer's block, but instead of giving up, he reminded himself that progress, no matter how slow, was still progress. When he finally published his book, he was astonished by the response. His story resonated with many who, like him, had once doubted themselves. The book became a bestseller, and Ryan began receiving invitations to speak at business conferences and motivational seminars. He had never imagined that his struggles and experiences would one day inspire thousands. Years passed, and Ryan became a successful entrepreneur and a renowned author. His journey was never easy, but he kept moving forward, one step at a time. Whenever he faced setbacks, he would smile and remind himself of his father's words, "Never fear the distance, fear standing still." One day, as he stood in front of a group of young entrepreneurs, he shared his story. "Success is not about giant leaps," he said, "but about the small, consistent steps we take every day. Don't let the fear of failure stop you. Every great journey begins with a single step." He looked around at the young faces filled with ambition and uncertainty. You might feel lost, like I once did. You might think success is impossible. But remember this, whether it's a business, a career, or any dream, the key is persistence. Small, consistent efforts will always lead to great results. Just as an abandoned house can be rebuilt, so too can your dreams. After the seminar, a young girl approached him. "Sir," she said hesitantly, "I want to be an artist, but I'm afraid I'm not good enough. Every time I paint, I feel like it's not perfect." Ryan smiled. "When I wrote my first book, I felt the same. When I opened my first shop, I was unsure. The secret is not to seek perfection at once, but to improve with every step. Paint a little every day, and soon, you will see how much you grow. The key to success is never stopping." The girl's eyes lit up with understanding. She thanked Ryan and left with newfound determination. As he watched her go, Ryan felt a sense of fulfillment. He had come a long way from being the young man who once feared failure. Now, he was helping others take their first steps toward success. And so, the young man who once doubted himself became an inspiration for others, proving that with perseverance, patience, and the courage to take small steps, any dream can become a reality.